Hey everyone, I wanted to show you the beads that I got, my eBay beads. I remember I told you I ordered them, and you can see my little bead bin here, and you can hear someone texting me or sending me a message. I wish they'd quit it. So these are what's called pink howlite. It's the prettiest thing I've ever seen. I'm not really into pink, but that I just had to have. These over here are opalite. I hope you can see them. And obviously they're named that because they look like opals. Those are the cones, not the cones, the cubes that I got. Love those. Here is my favorite, amethyst. Is that pretty or what? I love that you can see all the natural differences, the inclusions and the striations of other minerals in there. That to me, you know, that's gold. I think that looks better than whatever you'd find in a jewelry store. And right here is what we're going to be working with in a sec. It's called Amazonite. I'm guessing you get them in the Amazon. I don't know. I'll have to Google that for you. Something else I got. Pretty little beads. They remind me of jawbreakers because of the pastel splashes of color. Love those. Here are the other ones. I don't know if you can see it better up here. Those are the Millefiori beads I got. So pretty. And for my kids' bracelets. Hello Kitty! Is that cute or what? Oh, I could just die. You can see all the other stuff I have in this one bead bin. Heaven knows what I'll make out of that. So, here we go. Let's make something. Okay, so this isn't much of a tutorial. It's more of a, you know, watch me make a necklace for you. As you can see, I'm set up on my little computer desk here, which is where I do these tutorials. Just kind of winging it, working with what I got. So I'm working with gold today because I think with the Amazonite and the darker shade of the rose quartz, that the gold color would really lend itself quite well. So, with the gold tiger tail that I'm working with, as we start with anything, you just start by stringing your beads, keeping it on the spool. I'm working with these really pretty Swarovski crystals, which I just love. Pardon my arm. So it's quite simple. You know, a lot of people think with the beadboard, you take your wire and you just thread it right around, but it really doesn't quite work that way. I wish it did, but it doesn't. But there is something that's really cool that I saw on a YouTube video tutorial, was a seed bead stringer. And I had one once, except the one that I had, oh heck, it was like $5 I think. It was a little plastic thing, and it was a little cup. You put your seed beads in it and this bent needle, and you spin it around, and it supposedly threaded your seed beads for you. Well, my mother and I tried it, and she has the patience of a saint. She did, when she was with us. I don't. So I thought, oh, this is crap. This isn't going to work. And even she couldn't really make it work. But the one that the woman had on YouTube really did work. And it was the neatest thing. So I went on the site that she showed, and the darn thing was like $30. But it was really well made. You know, it was made from wood, and it spun really easily. I was really impressed. So, as much as I don't like working with seed beads, I'm going to have to save my pennies in my piggy bank next time to get that. Okay. So when we're done stringing, I'm going to show you. This was going to be an illusion necklace, but I decided against it because I have some gold-plated Figaro chain that would look really pretty. Okay, well the beads are strung, and I went ahead and finished off the end. And I don't know if it helped you at all. I'm looking at my chubby fingers do the string work, but we'll give it a try, hey? So, now working on the other end, we're going to end this with our typical end piece, and then attach it to the Figaro. So, we have our crimp bead, our end piece, and some people call this a clamshell. I just call it an end piece. And then our seed bead. Threaded seed beads. And of course, threading it back through our end piece through the crimp bead and through the first couple of beads. Take up the slack, crimp it off, and if everything looks okay, close off our clamshell or the end pieces. Now I laid the piece back out on my bead board, as you can see, and I've lined it up starting with the center piece right on the 0. And up here on my one side, you can see I laid out my Figaro chain right up to the clasp, including the jump ring that I'll use to hold it on. And I want to keep the structure of the Figaro, keep the pattern right in the form that it's in, keep everything consistent. Now for the end, you'll see that we used what they call the clamshell, or just the end piece. This is so that I could attach it to the chain. Now, why didn't I just put the wire on a jump ring? Because the jump rings that I'm using are closed. They're open, they're not closed. And because of the little joint in the jump ring, you'll find that the wire can actually slide through there. And I saved you watching me try to put the end piece on, because my fingers are still fumbly after having surgery for the carpal tunnel, but I managed to get it done. So, once we know what we have here that we need about 3 inches it seems, you just cut the same length for the other side and everything will match. Now you'll find that some chain, different kind of chains that you'll buy, whichever kind you like, I have the Figaro here, some of it is actually jointed like a jump ring and you can open it. But each of the pieces here are closed, so I couldn't just open it. I had to use my wire cutters to make the cut, which is fine, it's no problem. Especially when your end result is a pretty necklace. Doesn't quite go with what I'm wearing, but I think it really turned out quite nice, and it'll go lovely with the simple wire wrapped earrings that I made to go with it. And if you like this set, you'll find it in the set section of handicrafted.com. Thanks for joining me. I hope you like it. Leave a comment, subscribe. Any tips on camera angles and things like that I could use, definitely. So keep crafting, everybody. Thanks.